Hey everybody, Mega Jeff is back. Anyway, as I'm sitting here producing the next video that I'm about to post for the video thread, which you will have seen before you see this one, if you are following me in order, I figured, well, while I'm sitting here waiting for this to produce, I will go ahead and do another music video. A couple weeks ago, I showed on one of my videos where I'd went to that record store and got some that was going out of business and got some stuff. And I think the first trip I got, I want to say it was the first one. I think was I got a Beatles album vinyl that I had first Beatles vinyl that I've ever purchased, and I showed that on that. But around that same time, I was playing it, took a picture, put it on Instagram, Facebook, anyway, and a friend of mine on Facebook saw it and made a comment. Said, "Yeah, I used to love that album. Used to play that back in the day when records were hip to be played." When it was hip to play records, something like that. And I wrote back and said, hey, it's hip to play records now, even as well as it was back then. The vinyl is coming back. And I said, if you got any old vinyl laying around and you don't want it, shoot it my way. Well, he messaged me a day later, or maybe it was later that day, asking me for some graphic help. I do some graphic stuff. And he said, I'm having trouble with this graphic. Maybe you could help me whip it into shape. And so I did a couple quick edits and some quick vinyl tips for him. And he says, I'll send you this album. And he shot me a picture. And then he put it in the mail. Anyway, it was a copy of Magical Mystery Tour by the Beatles. Now it's in really rough shape. It didn't have an inner sleeve, but it's got the book and everything in there. And it's the cover is in good shape for considering the year. The vinyl itself, I don't know. I need to clean it up real good, but I did spin it even, without a major clean. And, it's got some pops and crackles, but for the year, it was cool. Anyway, second vinyl by the Beatles that I own. So I was really appreciative of that. Just, and I didn't do any major work for this. It was just, I guess he had it. He said, I'll send you that because I got two of them, because everybody has two of them, right? Anyways, that was great. Other gifts that came in the mail. I got my stuff from the big mountain of mess that Value Vinyl Steve had over there. I got mine, and it includes the third Beatles vinyl that I've got. This one actually, like that one, due to its age, was in pretty rough shape. I think Steve cleaned it, and it's it's got a lot of scratches and scuffs, but it plays pretty fine. I mean, it's got some pops and crackles, but it's cheaper. It's like the first Beatles album way back in the day, and great songs. And I don't mind the little pops and cracks. It for the age, it just adds a little bit of life to it. Anyway, so all in about a week's time, I now have about 2 weeks time or so, I have now 3 albums by the Beatles on vinyl. Steve also tossed in Alice Cooper, Welcome to My Nightmare. Funny, the day before I got this in, some of the other records that I bought at a record store, I saw this one and I almost bought it, totally forgetting that I already asked him to send it to me. So I'm glad I didn't buy it because I had bought some other stuff. This one is in really good shape, I thought. Yeah, I mean, this is in really good shape in comparison to those. I mean, it's in good shape. So anyway, Alice Cooper, classic Welcome to My Nightmare. Glad to have that. And then Steve also threw in one. This was just a side thing, an album that he had that he was not a big fan of, and I'm kind of a big fan of Carmen, so I thought it'd be cool to have. And this is Carmen. It's like just self-titled. It was later reissued with a different cover called Some of Dat. And Carmen is a Christian artist. He's a mix of songs that appeal to children and songs that are kind of quirky, and he does a lot of different styles over the years. He's dealt with rapping and stuff, even as an older guy. Very evangelical, very storytelling. But anyway, it was interesting just to have this older original cover. The songs are kind of remedial as far as for the time frame. It was Christian music back in the day. What was this, 1981 or so? Anyway, 82. Anyway, just glad to have that. That was a toss in there. Then on Discogs, this popped up it was on my want list, and it popped up in an email, so I jumped on it. Force 3 Warrior of Light. It's got some ring wear. The album, I need to clean it up. It's in good condition, very good condition. I think if I give it a good cleaning, it'll be very good plus condition. This is one of the classics on the Pure Metal label. So pretty much anything on Pure Metal I'm trying to get my hands on. It wasn't too expensive. I've seen it go for a lot more. It's in, like I say, good condition. Now this is just a classic album. It's not great. It wasn't something that astonished us back in the day. Charlie Wilson, the singer, guitar player on here, was in the band 100% Proof. They did 2 albums back in the day, late 70s, early 80s. So they're like one of the classic rock outfits. And so when this came out, I was kind of like, hey, 100% Proof is now changing name to Force 3, but it's not really. It's just Charlie and a new band. And so it's just a hard rock album. But back in the day when it came out, it was Christian rock was, slim. So anything you could get your hands on, you enjoyed. And so this was one that we, grabbed and spun it quite a bit and enjoyed it. So I was glad to get this back on vinyl again. Thrilled, another Pure Metal release for my collection. All right, then I went to we got like 4 record stores around here in various areas. One that I go to more often than other because it's closer, and then one that I go to as often as I can. A third one that I don't get to as much that's probably my favorite, but also the most expensive. So on the way home from work the other day, I went by the one that I go to the most. And then I picked up some. First, I have a way that I approach the store. I go to various sections. They have the new used vinyl that comes in, and then they also have a $3.99 bin. So I went right for the $3.99 bin after I looked at the new vinyl. Had earmarked some stuff for the new vinyl, and I thought, well, let me come back to it after I hit the other store. Went over to the $3.99 bin, found me a copy of Round 2 by Johnny Van Zant Band. I only recently picked up his stuff on CD because they've been reissued, and so I saw this on vinyl. It was like $3. I thought I would grab it. It is in good condition. Polydor. This would have been before. This was his solo stuff before, of course, when he joined Skynyrd as their lead singer. This was in the early '80s stuff. Glad to find that. I saw one of his other bands, one of his other albums at the record store the other day, but it was a little more expensive, so I didn't get it. I grabbed the Firm. I never really listened to the Firm back in the day because back in the day when this came out, I was more a metalhead, and even though it's got Jimmy Page on it, but it wasn't metal. It was more rock. So I thought for $3, I'll grab that. And they also had Mean Business, so I grabbed 2 by the Firm. Figure great price. Grabbed this then, Billy Squier, Signs of Life. I really enjoyed Billy Squier back in the day. Still enjoy him now. Most every band I've played in the past 15 years has played multiple Billy Squier songs, so I'm a fan. This one has a couple hits on it. Eye on You, Rock Me Tonight, things like that. This would have been probably the 3rd most popular album back in the day when he was around, that had hits on it before he started to kind of fade for the next few albums. Anyway, so again, for $3, I grabbed this. So when I grabbed that, I said, okay, let's go back over to the section where the new used vinyl is. The newly, where they just brought in the new stuff. And I had earmarked this one too. Emotions in Motion, probably my favorite. This and the second album. But this was one of my favorites. This was not $3. It was $7. So I thought, well, I'm getting a $3 one. I better grab the $7 one. So I had to get this. So I got a 2 for Billy Squier. Of course, this is the one that has all the songs. Everybody Wants You, Emotions. All these songs are good to me. But Everybody Wants You. I like Emotions in Motion. I like them all. So it's hard to tell which ones you may know. Everybody Wants You is a song my band has played for years. Then I went over and they had some in the already there that I've had my eyes on for quite a few months, and I thought, well, let me go ahead and grab those. They were in the $6 bin, and that is actually a double shot of Autograph. This is some of that 80s stuff I wanted to get. So picked up Loud and Clear, and that's the stuff. So I went ahead and grabbed those. Always into the big 80s type metal thing. Okay, so then the other day, I went by one of the other record stores. Now, I also have a way that I work this store. They always have boxes by the front near the register that are marked down new vinyl releases. And I found a lot of good stuff there where they'll take Record Store Day stuff or Rocktober stuff or whatever, and after they've been on the shelves for a while, they put them over here and mark them way down. So I grabbed me the first issue, the first album by Judas Priest. Now this was recently done for Record Store Day, and look at that, it was marked down to $13.99, brand new. It's on that really cool, pretty looking Coke bottle looking clear greenish thing. Anyway, so that was a real steal. I had to grab that. So I grabbed that, started making my way around the store to some of the other areas. Of course, I saw this and I thought, well, considering what I bought at the other store a few days earlier, I better grab this. They had Don't Say No by Billy Squier. So now I've got the trifecta of Billy Squier albums. This, Emotions in Motion, and The Signs of Life are the three that probably have the most popular songs on it by him. He did have an album before this. They did have it there. I didn't want to. I had grabbed some other stuff, so I didn't want to grab that. Probably may go back for it eventually, because now that I've got a few, I feel like I got to complete it. I think they had this, the one before this, and the one after Signs of Life. Enough is enough, I think. So they have a couple of them. Anyway, grab this one. This is, of course, the one that most everybody knows songs from. You know, In the Dark, My Kind of Lover, The Stroke, songs like that. So everybody knows The Stroke. So this is the one that really put him on the map. But now I got three. Saw this, huge fan, had to buy it, Black and Blue. Now I would really love to find their first album, but any Black and Blue is good Black and Blue, so I grabbed this one while I was there too. Another 80s, you know, they were coming in the 84 or 5-ish. I guess they were, they were discovered by Gene Simmons, I guess. He produced, I think, their first album, maybe this one too. Helped write some songs. But they're just a good, solid, melodic hair metal band from the day. So I really enjoyed them. So I wanted to grab that. This one I've had my eye on. It has been there for a while, but it wasn't a high priority. But I thought, well, you know, I'm here. I might as well grab it. Downtown Dreamers by Massey. Alex Massey has a band with vocals, which is Massey. He has instrumental stuff under the title Alex, under his name, Alex Massey, where it's all instrumental. I don't want to call him a shredder as much as, I mean, he's got some shredding moments, but he's more of a Joe Satriani type, where it's just, you know, good songwriting with a little bit of shredding in there. And then this is just, you know, melodic hard rock, borderline metal. It was in good condition. It was in the $7 bin. I thought, you know, I'm going to give it a good home. My first Massey on vinyl. I have all the stuff digitally. And then while I'm there, they have a guy that does their records, and he comes in on Tuesdays. That's the day he's there. You want to talk about vinyl you're looking for, you want to talk about something, he'll be there on Tuesdays. He brings in new stuff on Tuesday nights. I happened to be there. It was Tuesday. He went over, threw in two big egg crate type milk crates of new vinyl. So when he walked away, I went over and flipped through it, and one caught my eye, so I grabbed myself 5150 by Van Halen. So you can see the cover is still in shrink wrap. Of course it's open, but the vinyl itself is in very good condition. Probably could use a little bit. It's got a little dust on it. Could use a little clean. But anyway, had to grab it. It was in the right bin. So then I go up with all those, and the guy at the counter says, right over there, and turn around behind me, there's a bunch of stuff just laying against. Go over there and grab yourself a free vinyl, because I had, you know, a few things to buy there. He said, go over there and grab one of those you want free. So I started flipping through them. There wasn't a whole lot that jumped out. I mean, obviously a free record, you get whatever you want. But then I jumped on this, Close to the Edge by Yes. Yeah, you know, it's the cover's in kind of stained condition, everything. The vinyl itself is in not horrible condition. It's in good condition. It got some hairline little scratches in there. I gave this a spin without even any major cleaning. Gave it a spin, and it sounded good. You know, a little bit of surface noise, but my first Yes on vinyl. So especially the classic stuff. So you know, that was great. All right. The only new thing I got was something I got on Amazon the other day, because again, I watch Amazon with this camel.com site, and it notifies me when records drop below a certain price, so I'm always watching for when something drops. This one popped up. It hadn't really dropped too much, but considering it's an import, considering it's been out for a couple years and it's probably going to go away quickly, and it was under $20, and considering in a recent video I mentioned this is one of my favorite singers, I guess I was in that Rob Rock moment, so I grabbed the issue of Rob Rock's first solo album, Rage of Creation. I don't know when this came out, like 15 years or so. It seems like it came out before I moved back here, and I've been here for a while. Anyway, it was just recently, in the past, I don't even know, 2013. Okay, 5 years ago, it was reissued by Ultimatum. See, I'm thinking wrong. I'm thinking bands. Alterium Records. And they're a Swedish company that released a lot of excellent melodic metal, Euro metal, American metal, Theocracy, bands like that. I'm almost guaranteed that anything on Alterium Records is going to be something I'm going to enjoy. Anyway, they reissued Rob Rock a handful of years ago. I know that it's probably running low on quantity, so since I just recently talked about Rob Rock in my video, I was on a Rob Rock kick, and I looked up, saw that this one had popped up on my list, and I thought I better grab it because I'm going to turn my back and forget about it, and it's going to disappear. So, first album by Rob Rock, first solo album, Rage of Creation, and I grabbed it. So, that is it for this update of new material. Wife is out of town for the weekend visiting her father, who's we're still recuperating, helping him recuperate from the flood and stuff from the hurricane back in, was it August, September, down in North Carolina. So she's been going down there occasionally. She went down this weekend. So I think tomorrow, since I'm here alone, just me and the girls, probably gonna sneak out to the record store and take a look around, because nobody's gonna be saying, "Come on, let's go." Anyway, thanks for watching. Rock on.